It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Sunday, the 27th of November. I'm Michael Groff. Much cooler temperatures have come on in here. They'll be sticking around for the foreseeable future. And we do have some rain chances to talk about here in the short term, and maybe some more unsettled weather possible by the end of this upcoming week. So a lot to get into. Let's get out there and talk about it this morning. Mostly clear skies here in the valley, though there are some clouds starting to creep in here at 5:10 a.m. Right now, 55 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point at 36, relative humidity 47%, the wind from the west-northwest at 8, and the barometer is rising. Temperatures across the area this morning primarily in the upper 40s and middle 50s. There are those high clouds once again beginning to come on in here. We had a wave move through yesterday. We had a mainly cloudy day. And we'll start the day off partly sunny, but we will see those clouds on the increase and some chances of rain coming up later this afternoon. We'll talk about that in a moment. On the watch warning map, dense fog advisories in Minnesota and Wisconsin, as well as portions of Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and Mississippi this morning. Wind advisories in West Texas, as well as throughout much of the western U.S., even here in Arizona. La Paz and Yuma counties have some wind advisories. This is for this afternoon. So you're heading on that I-8 or I-10 corridor out towards Southern California, the L.A. or San Diego area. Wind advisories in Southern California as well, Imperial, Riverside, L.A., Orange County, San Diego County. Wind gusts this afternoon out that way could be around 40 to 50 miles per hour, so you could certainly run into patches of blowing dust. So that's something to look out for. Winter weather advisories as well in northern Arizona today. The possibility of snow for the high country. Payson, Prescott, Flagstaff, the Grand Canyon. Otherwise, on the convective outlook, we've got a marginal risk of severe weather today. Places like Dallas, Fort Worth, over toward Arlington and Tulsa, Oklahoma, as well as much of northern Kansas. Tomorrow, we haven't seen this in a while. An enhanced risk of severe weather for Shreveport, Lake Charles, Louisiana. A slight risk surrounding that from Houston all the way over toward New Orleans and Tupelo, Mississippi tomorrow as well. Marginal risk for Dallas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Little Rock, Memphis, even on into western Alabama. So a lot going on across the country. And quite a bit with our weather, too. We'll get into that as we take a look at the models. This is the GFS, the 06Z run, valid at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. And cooler air coming on in here. The second in a series of short waves will be moving on into northwest Arizona this afternoon. Clouds will be on the increase today. Some moisture will be drawn north, but not a whole lot, but certainly enough so that by this afternoon, when this cooler air, this cold front starts to come on in, we'll start to generate widely scattered showers across northern Maricopa by about 5 p.m. this afternoon, heading on into the valley. This is the high-res NAM this afternoon at 5 o'clock, and it shows some rain approaching northern Maricopa County, northern La Paz. By 8 p.m., the NAM has some scattered showers here in the valley, but by 10 o'clock, most of that is to our east. And the same thing really off of the HRRR model tonight at 8 p.m., and it shows pretty much the same thing, a fairly narrow band of showers. There might be an embedded thunderstorm, but I wouldn't count on that. This rain is not going to be very heavy. I think a lot of people get wet, but I don't think we're going to see a whole lot. Maybe a tenth, 2/10 of an inch. Somebody might see a quarter of an inch. Certainly slightly higher amounts in the mountains north and east of Phoenix, maybe up toward Carefree, Cave Creek, Black Canyon City, and certainly points east and north from there. But otherwise, not a huge rain event. High temperatures today will be much cooler. That's one thing you'll notice. Only getting into the middle 60s by this afternoon with those increasing clouds. And it will be breezy today. Tonight, after the rain passes by, we'll have lows mainly in the 40s and low 50s. As for tomorrow, a pretty chilly day around here with high temperatures only getting into the middle and upper 50s. The sky partly cloudy. Some rain and snow showers possible in northern and eastern Arizona with a short wave moving through there. Tomorrow night, this is 11 p.m. tomorrow, the GFS does suggest maybe some scattered showers here in the valley. I think it'll probably be too dry for that. We'll have a little bit too much subsidence in the atmosphere. But as a nod to these, I'll say a 10% chance of rain for tomorrow night as well, and low temperatures mainly in the 40s. On Tuesday, deep northwesterly flow sets up across the southwest states. We should see mainly dry conditions, high temperatures, lower 60s. Lower to middle 60s on Wednesday, again, mostly sunny. Same for Thursday, lower to middle 60s. On Friday, a low begins to drop south through the Intermountain West and starts to retrograde over Arizona. So some moisture may very well get pulled northward into the southwest states. This is a scenario that has been widely agreed upon by all of the models. Unfortunately, boy, the devil's really in the details on this. Each model has the low in a slightly different position and oriented slightly differently. And unfortunately, those small differences make all the difference in the world in terms of our forecast. For example, the GFS has maybe some light precipitation over southern Arizona, but it would be more of a scattered shower event. And again, nothing very significant, maybe a tenth of an inch at most here in the valley. This is the European Friday afternoon. And boy, look at that. That's a pretty good swath of light to moderate rain here over southern Arizona. And the low would be centered much further to the west, somewhere over southern California or northwest Mexico, and be drawing in some pretty good moisture. This is the Canadian model, the GEM, on Friday afternoon, and it shows rain mainly over far eastern and southeast Arizona, most of the action in New Mexico. So we're going to have to see some better model agreement here. The idea of a low cutting off and dropping south seems okay, and that would mean cooler temperatures for us, highs mainly in the low 60s, but I don't know about any moisture, any rain chances. For now, we'll just say a slight chance of rain, a 10% chance of rain for Friday and Friday night. This is Saturday, again, back off the GFS. It shows the low mainly sinking further to the south over northern and central Mexico, and any rain would be moving into far eastern Arizona, New Mexico, maybe West Texas, but we here in the valley would likely stay dry. This is a week from today, Sunday, December the 4th. Goodness, time's just passing us by real fast, and we continue with a low over western Mexico, somewhere perhaps over the Sea of Cortez. This is a dry look for us, so temperatures would mainly be in the mid-60s. This is Monday, December the 5th, and that low begins to open up and move off to the east, and this is the end of the forecast period. This is Tuesday, December the 6th, and another pretty impressive trough beginning to set up shop to the north, with another low possibly dropping south here into the southwest states over time. Temperatures may be cooling off again. Highs would be somewhat below normal, lower to middle 60s if this were to verify. All right, temperatures off the European through the period, and we're going to be cooling it off over the next several days. Upper 50s, low 60s, maybe middle 60s by the later part of the week. And we'll just have to see how that rain chance pans out for next weekend. It could be an unsettled weekend. It could be very unsettled weather-wise. But those closed lows, very difficult to forecast, and we're just not going to go with any one scenario too hard, at least not at this point. And that's a look at the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Our next video by tomorrow morning. Thank you, as always, so much for watching, and have a great Sunday.